Like you must be wondering that when the theory part will be completed and when we will start actual making the project, actual making the game. So name of the game is Space Trek. Okay, and you can guess about it, like okay, it will be related to space or something. Okay, so what I will do is, before further proceeding, before actually start making the game, I will show you the game itself. Okay, we will just have a quick look that what we are going to make now. So this is a game. See, just try to understand what are the components inside the game and what is happening. Okay, so if I tell you there is a background in the game, there are some kind of planets coming towards the down direction, and this is our spaceship, or you can say this is our rocket, and we need to travel through the planets. And there is a score as well. And see, the score is increasing by one value, like 38, 39, 40. The score is increasing like this. And if I touch any of the planet by mistake, so this is, it will show you game over on the screen. Okay, so we are going to make this game, and the design part will be slightly different and it will be better, and I will provide it to you. Okay, open Google. Here write code.org. Okay, this kind of interface will open for you. Now after that, click on this sign in. Everyone click on this sign in. It will ask you to sign in. So here, I guess you already have a Google account. Then you need to click on this one, continue with Google. Okay, click on continue with Google. After that, select one account with which you want to further proceed. And one more thing, that like I'm not new in this platform. Okay, I already made lot of projects in this platform. So basically, if you are new to this platform, there might be few questions for you. You need to select your age. You need to select if you are a teacher or a student. So I guess this these such kind of questions is visible for few people. So yeah, what you can do is, if it's asking for your name, you can write down your name. If it is asking for your age, so please put the age above 16, because if you put the age below 16, then there might be a few issues. So put the age above 16, and put that, like select the student. You are a student, so select student. And if it is asking for other questions, so fill all the mandatory details, and then this kind of interface, this kind of dashboard will be open. And after sign in part is done, you can see your name here. Like my name is Harshita, so I am able to see this name in the top corner. So you will be also able to see your name once all the sign in part will be completed. Okay, after that, what you need to do is click on this create and click on this game lab. Okay, so after clicking on the create, you need to click on the game lab. This fourth option is our game lab. Okay, so click on it, and this interface will be open for you. So here I will just tell you about few things about this platform. Like I will explain few things here. Just a second. Okay, so here you can see workspace. So workspace is basically this part. Workspace means the part where we will write our code. Okay, whatever the blocks we will use, whatever the code we will write, All such things from the input part, that will be done in this white space that is known as your workspace. Okay. Next is toolbox. Now toolbox is for your help. Okay. So inside the toolbox there are a lot of options. You don't need to know about all of them. Okay, you can learn about them one by one. But today we will use few of them such as sprite, drawing, world. Okay, we will use few of them today. And inside this toolbox there are some kind of blocks. You can see there are some kind of blocks here. So what you need to do is you just need to understand the concept, you need to do few changes and then join the blocks according to it, and then your game will be completed. Okay, so these are blocks for your help. Now you can see there is a very small white square in the left side. This is your output screen. So whatever the code that you will write in this right side, your output will be visible in this part. And in order to see your output you need to click on this run button. Okay, when you will click on this run button, then only you will be able to see your output in the screen. Okay, this much is done. Now next is you can see in your side, just above the output screen, there are two parts: code and animation. Now, animation is another part of this platform. So, this platform consists of two parts. One part is known as code, and second part is known as animation. So, this area that you can see right now is the code part, where you will write the code. And there is another part that is your animation part, where you will add your designs. Animation means all your colors, designs, animations that you will need in your game. Those animation you need to add in the animation part. Okay, so we will see how to switch between them. I will show you. This is your code part. You can click on this animation. This part is your animation part. Okay, here you can add the animations and I will tell you how to add the animations as well. Okay, but before that, come back to this code part, and I just want to tell you few things about this output screen. If I just zoom in, can you see some kinds of numbers on the screen? Like there is a plus symbol, that is my cursor. Okay, I'm able to move this plus symbol according to my mouse, and there are some numbers just below it. Right now it is x 250, y 90. So these are actually coordinates. If I click on this show grade part, if I click on this box, then you will be able to see there are some boxes in this screen. Okay, so actually these boxes are there to locate your object, to locate your animation. Okay, so let's say that you want to locate your object anywhere on the screen. Okay, let's say I want to locate my object here. Okay, like if you are able to see the plus symbol, let's say I want to locate the object here where the plus symbol is. Okay, now see the numbers. In the x, it is 158. In the y, it is 194. That means if I want to locate my object in this position, what I will say? I will say that x position of that object should be 158 and y position of that object should be 194. Okay. Similarly, I can locate the object anywhere on the screen by using these coordinates. So that's why the coordinates are useful. Yeah, so all of the concepts will keep surrounding like around these parts, the coordinate axis and all that. Okay, if you want to add animations in your game, here you can see there are few animations. Let us see what kind of animations we will need in our game. First thing that we will need in our game is the background. First thing that we need in our game is the background. Second thing we need in our game is the rocket. Third thing we need in the game are few number of planets. Fourth thing we need in our game is this game over animation. Okay, So we need in total four things right now, four animations, and we will see how to add them. Okay. Now there is a library. Just click on the animation part. Come here. There is a library in this code.org, and from that library you can pick some animations. So I will just show you how you can do that. You can click on this new animation, and you can see there is an animation library. Okay. So let's say if you want to take a planet, so you can write planet here, and there are a lot of options, so you can just click on it, and that will be added in your animation part. It's not added in your game yet. Okay, it's added in the animation part. Okay, we need to add it in our code part as well. So it's added in the animation part. Similarly, you can add different planets, you can add rocket, and you can add background as well. But for your help, okay, so it's your homework, you can say, to explore the animation part, to explore the animation library, to explore how many things you can add. Okay, but for now, for your help, I already have a design of this game. Okay, like I already have added all the designs, the rocket, planets, background from my side. I will provide that design to you. You just need to continue with the code part. Okay, but later on from your side you can explore, you can add the animations, and you can add anything from your side. Okay, so I will show you, just a second. Yeah, so here I already added few things. I have added this space. Please don't delete anything. Please don't delete anything. If you will delete anything, you will not be able to recover it. Okay. So please don't delete anything. After that, such kind of interface will be open for you. You can see the remix button in the top. Click on the remix, everyone. Then you can see you will be able to do anything in that. So now first thing what you need to do is you need to rename your project. You can see the name here is Space Trek Design. So it's not a design part now, it's our actual game. So click on the rename, write game here, Space Trek Game, and click on the save. Okay. You can see the animations are already there. You just need to add them. Okay. You can see a function draw is there, and I will tell you what is the actual meaning of this function draw. But before that, let's see how to add our animation in the game. You can see that animations are there in this platform. But if I come to this code part and if I click on the run, then nothing is visible on the screen. That means animations are there, but we need to take the animations from that area. We need to put it in our code. Then we will be able to see the animations are in our game. So now we are going to write some code to add the animation in this area. In coding language, this box is known as variable. Okay. In coding language, this box is known as variable. So what is variable? Variable is nothing, but it is kind of box to store any value inside it. So you can store any number inside it, you can store any value inside it, you can store any animation inside it, or anything. Okay. So variable is just like a box. Understood? So variable is a term that we use in our coding world. Okay, it's a box. So here in the coding language, there are few rules and regulations to write any kind of code. Okay, so according to that rule, wherever we need to use the variable to put anything inside it, we will write this term var. Wherever we need to use the variable to put anything inside it, we will use this term var. var, we will use this term. Wherever you will see var, that means that is a variable. Okay, so what you need to do next is click on this sprites section. Now what is sprite? Sprite is another name for animation. Okay, So whatever the animation, whatever the characters or anything that you can see in your game, that is your animation, that is your sprite. So sprite animation, both the things are same. So what I will do, I need a box, right? I will take a variable first of all. So take this first part, take this first block. You just need to drag and drop it here. Please ignore this function draw for now. Ignore this function draw for now and put this variable above it. Okay. I will explain what is the actual meaning of this whole part. You just need to take and put it in the top. Just take it, put it, drag and drop. Okay. If anyone is lagging behind, they can write it in the chat. I will repeat the part. You can see the var, and there is some kind of thing written here. Then create sprite, then also some kind of numbers and numbers. Now I will tell you one by one. This is variable. I already told you that whenever you will see var, that means it is representing a variable. Why do we need a variable? To put our animation inside it. So we are making a variable, we are creating a variable. So it is create sprite. That means we are creating a variable for our sprite. Sprite is for our animation. This is name of the variable. This is name of the variable. Now why name is needed? You might be wondering that, ma'am, why we need to name any variable? Let's say we have different type of boxes. Let's say we have different type of boxes, and all of the boxes have some kind of values. Okay. But if the boxes are identical, if the boxes look same, then I will be confused. I will be confused that from which box I should pick up the value, right? So for that, what I will do, I will give them some name. I will give this name as a, I will give it a name as a B, I will give it a name as a C. So now I can say that, okay, I want to pick up the value from box B or box A or something like that. Similarly, we can have multiple variables. Not just one, we can have multiple variables. And that's why if we want to use that variable in the future, we need to give it some name. Okay. So that's why I will give it a some name. Okay. Uh, I will write, right now I am making a variable for my background. Okay. I will write BG. BG is a short form for the background. So I will not write a whole word. I will just write BG here. Okay. Now this first part here is my y-axis coordinate. Sorry, x-axis coordinate. And the second part is my y-axis coordinate. Wherever these two kind of things is written, always remember the first is for x and the second one is for y. So why I am using this? For locating my animation. So wherever I want to locate my animation, I will take the coordinates and I will write the same coordinates here. Okay. So now what I will do next is I will just click on reset and run. Okay. But now you can see nothing is happening on the screen. Nothing is there. Okay, it's clear. So that means why it's clear? Because right now I just made a box, but the box is empty. I need to put the animation inside it as well, right? So I just made a variable, but variable is empty. So now I will set my animation inside that variable. So in the sprite section itself, take this set animation, put it here. Here you need to write the same variable name BG on which you want to set the animation. Next, you need to select name of the animation from here. You can see a drop, you can see an arrow here. You just need to click on it and select this one, space. Okay, this is my background animation name. You can also see, if you go to the animation part, you can see the name here. Here the name is written. So I want to set this animation, I will write space, something like that. I will again click on the run. Okay, again nothing is there. So that means I guess like a few some part is still left, and I will just tell you what that part is. You need to click on this world. Okay, I already told you that there is a world of the game also, right? We already seen it in the components of the game. So that represent world here. It is a world with respect to your whole game. So if whenever you want to use any animation and you want to display it in your game, then you need to use this second part, draw sprite. Draw sprite means drawing a animation. Sprite is animation, right? So if you want to make any animation visible on your screen, visible on your game, then you have to use this draw sprite. Now the question is, where should I put it? Okay, I will put it inside the function draw, and we will see why I am putting it inside the function draw. Okay, for now just put it, and let's see whether I am able to see the background or not. Yes, I'm able to see the background. Now next thing is, what I will do is, yeah, you can see that in the animation part there are two animations regarding the space, right? There is a space, and second one is a space one copy one, some kind of like that. You might be wondering that why we need two animations for the same thing. Like I can see the I can see the background here, but why do we need two? So I will tell you why we need two background. Okay, before that I will add my rocket. So it's very simple. You just need to make another variable for another animation. You can give it any name. I'm naming it as rocket. Then the same thing, steps are same. Okay, if you are able to understand these steps, then you just need to repeat them. After that, select name of that animation. So it's a spaceship. You can also check name. So it's spaceship. This copy is not needed, I guess. I will delete it for now. This spaceship is there, and you just need to select the name of that animation, spaceship. Okay, I will run. Okay, I can see the spaceship, but can you see it's very large? You can see the in this game the spaceship, or I can say the rocket, is very small, right? It's very small, see? But here in this game it's very big. That means I need to scale it down. I need to scale it down. So what I will do now, I will use this part in the sprite section itself, sprite dot scale. Take this one, put it just below here. Please don't disturb the positioning of the blocks, otherwise it may create a trouble for you. Place every blocks according to me. Okay. So rocket dot scale. Here it is asking me for the exact value. What should be the value of this animation? So like right now, I will tell you the value, or I can say the size of this animation. This rocket animation is 1. So I need to scale it down. So I will choose 0.3. Like it's not compulsory that you also choose 0.3. You can explore it from your side. You can choose 0.1. If it's small, then you can increase the size by using 0.2, 0.3. Then you can increase or decrease accordingly. Okay, I will run and see. Okay, now I can see 0.3 is perfectly fine. The size 0.3 is perfectly fine. Okay, now next thing is, what I will do is, here I will just want to show you one thing. Just a second. You might be wondering that this spaceship is moving. You may think that this rocket is moving in the up direction, but but yes, exactly. The rocket is in the same place. The rocket is in the same place, but two things are moving. The planets are moving. They are coming down, and the background as well. You can see the background is also moving, and the background is coming down. Okay, so we need to give speed to the planets in the down direction. We need to give speed to the background in the down direction, and the rocket will remain same. We will not give any speed to the rocket, but the rocket position is wrong. The rocket is not starting from middle of the screen. It is starting from bottom of the screen. So what I will do now, I will change the coordinates of the rocket. So the first one was x axis and the second one was y axis. So x axis means if I want to change the position horizontally, and y axis means if I want to change the position vertically. So right now I want to I will not disturb the x axis, I will change the y axis. So I told you that y axis 0 from starts from 0 here and it's end at 400 here. Okay, and spaceship, or I can say rocket, is here. If I take the example here, the rocket is somewhere in between 0 and 400. I want the rocket to place here, so I will choose the coordinate that will be close to 400. Okay, so what I will do, I will come to this rocket variable, I will change this y axis. Do not disturb this x axis, I will change the y axis. I will put it close to 400. Close to 400 means it should not be greater than 400, otherwise it will go outside the screen. I will put 360. So 360 is close to 400. I will see. Okay, so like you can see, it is slightly cutting from the bottom side. So I will decrease the value. I will put 350. Okay. So you have to change it according to your game. You can change it. You can see, like if it's not perfect, you can again change it. Okay. Yeah. So it's fine right now. So the I have put the position as 200 in the X. I can also put my cursor here. Can you see? Just below the show grade, it is written 200 and 345. So it's approximately close to 200 and 350. Okay, so it's the position. Okay. Yeah, so now I will move forward. So I told you that background is moving in the down direction. So what I will do, I will give some velocity to the background. So what you need to do is, in the sprite section itself, click on this one, sprite dot velocity y. Now why I am using the velocity y and I'm not using the velocity x? If you want to make it move right and left side, you need to use the x. Okay, and if you want to make it move top and the bottom, then you need to use the y direction, y axis. Okay, because it is vertically. Okay, so what I will do now is, I will use this sprite dot velocity y. I will put it here. BG, you need to put it just below the BG dot set animation. Okay. Here you need to write the same name of that animation, or I can say that variable. So it is BG. I want to put the velocity to my background, so I will write BG here. BG dot velocity y. Now it is asking for me the actual value of the velocity. Now there is no fixed value of the velocity. Okay, you can put any number here, and you need to check which number is suitable for you. So for now, I will put 3. Okay, for now, I will put 3. I will reset and run. Can you see the background is now moving in the bottom direction? Yeah. Can you see the background now starts moving in the down direction? Why? Because I give it a velocity in the y direction, and it is a positive velocity. See, if I want to make it move in the up direction, I will put -3 in the upside. If I want to make it move in the down direction, I will put +3. Okay, positive value. But there is a issue. You can see the background is moving, but after a certain point, the background is not visible, and there is a very just clear background. There is no animation, and it's just a plain blue, dark blue color. So that means what I will do now is, that's why we will use two backgrounds. Okay, we have two backgrounds in the animation, and that's why we have two backgrounds. So that, now just try to understand, it's very important. Everyone please look in the screen. What I will do now is, first of all, I will add the next animation, that is my second background. Then I will show you the actual concept behind it. To add the next animation, the procedure is same. Like take another variable for it, give it a name, Now the name should be different, right? You cannot keep the same name. So I will put it as bg2. So that means it is my background 2. Okay, it is bg2. Okay, and now I need to select the animation name as well. So this is my second background. See, this is space 1. This was another animation. Space 1, copy 1. So this is my another animation. Okay, so select the name properly. This is my bg. You can also say this is my bg1, and this is my second background. So I put it as bg2. Okay, I will give velocity to this one as well. So I will put bg2 velocity, and I will give it the same velocity. Okay, positive 3. Now I will run. But see, the same thing is happening. The same thing is happening. So why? Because let's say this is my one background. Everyone please look in the screen. Let's say this is my first background, this is my second background, and right now the position are same. You can see x and y 200 200, and for the second background as well, x and y is 200 200. Position are same. That means they are overlapped. They are overlapped with each other. Okay, so now what I will do next is I will I will give some distance between them. So I will place the backgrounds like this. First background will be like this, and second background will be like this. First background will be start from the top, and second background will start from the bottom. Okay, then let's see, first of all do this part, then let's see what will happen. I will change the coordinates. What I told you, first will start from the top. So to starting it from the top, x-axis will remain same. I will put y-axis as 0. Do not disturb the x-axis. And second will start from 400. So I'm putting it in the bottom. Okay. Now let's see. It is giving me some difference or not. Yes, it gives me a difference. See, this is my first background. Now this is my second background. But after the completion of the second background, same thing is happening. Same, like there is a blank part and there is nothing on the screen. So now the last concept for the background is I will set a condition that if first background is moving and if first background comes in middle of the screen, this second background go in the top. When this second background will come middle of the screen, this background should come in the top. When this will come middle of the screen, this background should again come in the top, and like that. Okay, we will keep moving like that. Okay, so I just need to put this condition. So what I will do is I will take the if block here. Now this is a concept in a programming language, and this can be a new for a few of you. Take this if block. You can find this if block in the control section. Okay, you can go to the control section, take this if block, put it here. So if means whenever you want to set any condition, and if you want that when that condition will be true, then this should happen, then we use if block. Okay, you will be able to understand it better once I will complete it. Okay, so if then I need to give the condition. So my condition is when one background will come in the middle. This is my condition. And what should happen? Second background should come in the top. Okay, so in this part you need to put the condition. Condition is when first background will come in the middle of the screen. Now how will I check that it comes middle of the screen? By using coordinates, right? Middle of the screen means if the coordinate of y is starting from 0 in the top, it's ending at 400 in the bottom, then what will be the middle coordinate will be 200. So that's why what I am checking right now is when background will come in the middle, this is my condition. So what I will do next is you need to go to the math section. Everyone go to the math section. Take this part. Take this equality operator. Okay, double equal to. You can see double equal to and put it in this area. if by mistake you put the block in wrong place, what you can do is you can click Control plus Z or Control plus Z. Okay, you can click Control plus Z. That will undo your part. If by mistake you put the block in a wrong place. Okay, so I put double equal to. So what I need to check is, this is a condition that I need to check. So condition is, if first background's y position is equals to middle of the screen. Okay, so what I will write down here is, come to the sprite, take this one sprite dot y. Right now I'm talking about vertical direction, that's why I'm using y, not the x. When I will talk about x, then we will use x. Okay, so sprite dot x, put it here in the first area and write bg. Bg is my first background, right? So bg dot y means y coordinate of first background. That's it. So when y coordinate of first background will equals to middle of the screen, that is 200, equals to means I am comparing. These are my two values, bg dot y and 200. I am comparing them, that whether they are equal or not. So if first background y's position is equals to 200, then second background should come in the top. So what I will do, I will just set the y coordinate of the second background. Second background is bg2. I will set it coordinates as 0. Why? Because I want it to again reappear from the top. So I will set it as 0. Done. But now it is from one side. Like when first background is coming, second will come in the top. But again, I need to check for the second background, that when second background will come in the middle, then first background should go in the top. So what I will do, I just need to repeat the step for second background. Take the if block again take the equal to operator, double equal to operator, again take the sprite dot y. This time I am checking the coordinate of second background. So bg2, if second background comes middle of the screen, now first background should go in the top. So first background, bg is my first background, bg dot y, like y position of first background should become 0. Now let's check like it's working or not. First background is coming, second background is coming, but see, logic is correct, code is correct, you can see, but it's not working. So there is very small mistake, I can say, that I made here is, now I will tell you what is the, yeah, now I will tell you what is the meaning of this function draw. Here comes the actual usage of this function draw. So function draw, like if I tell you in two words, function draw is infinite loop. Okay, if I tell you in two words, function draw is infinite loop. Okay, I guess everybody know what the meaning of infinite is. It is an infinite loop. That means whenever in my game, if I want any task to happen again and again, okay, in my game, if I want any task to happen again and again, then I need to put it inside my infinite loop, and it happens continuously throughout the game. Okay, so what you need to there is a very small part, you just need to take the both ifs and put it inside your function draw like this. Okay, you can add rest of the animations as well, it will take some time. So what you can do next is just add like remaining animations as well quickly. You just need to take a variable here. um, so what I will do now is, for the planets I will give it a name as p1 p2 p3 like that. Okay, so it is like you can understand it by its name. So p1 means planet 1, so I'm writing it in short. And then I'm selecting any one planet. Okay, and after that I will run. So it's very big, you can see. That means you need to scale it down. P1, then scale it down. And so what should be the value? Let's see. Like if I put 0.3, it's very small, it's very small. I will increase the size. Let's see if I put 0.5. Okay, I guess 0.5 is correct. You can also slightly increase it, like 0.58 or 0.57. Okay, like that. Similarly, what I will do next is I will add other planets as well. This is my P2. Don't forget to select the name of that animation. Okay. Yeah, it's very big, so I need to scale it down. P2 dot scale. I will give the same size to all the planets. So it's not mandatory. You can keep the size of few planets as small, few planets as big. Okay, so it's your choice. But you can see, like when the moment I added the second planet, the first is not visible. Why? Because both of them are there, but they have overlapped with each other like this. Okay, they have overlapped with each other like this. That's why second one is just behind the first one. First one is just behind the second one. That's why the first one is not visible. So I just need to like change the coordinates. If I show you in this game, and it's totally up to you what coordinates you want to select. Okay. Yeah, so first one was in this bottom and second one was coming from the top. So what I will do is I will put the first planet in this area somewhere. So I can keep my mouse there, and I can see the x and y value just below the reset button. And by using them, I will set the coordinate. So I will set the coordinate as 60 and 80 for P1, 60 and 80 for P1. Yeah, like this. And this one will be here. 300. Let's see if I put 300 and 300. Put 300 and 300. Yeah, like that. It's fine. I will slightly decrease the y-axis. It is in very bottom, so I will keep it, like if I keep it to 50. Yeah, like that. Okay. Yeah, just a second. Can you see the rocket is coming from below of, if I show you, if I zoom in, the rocket is coming behind of one background. So that's an issue. What I will do, I will keep this whole part below this background. Yeah, just keep the variable and the set animation of that variable together, and this as well. You can see from my screen, and you can match your code if any part is incorrect, or if you are lagging behind, then also you can let me know. Okay, now I will check. So it's going. Yeah, like that issue is resolved, but that's issue is still there. We will see about it. Okay, so now next thing is, yeah, and also one more thing. Sometimes this platform, like sometimes there is a issue from this platform itself, but your logic part should be correct. Your code should be correct. Okay. So now next, what we will do, we just add another planets as well here. Similarly, do it fast because the concepts the concept will remain same. We just need to create another variable for it. Set. Yeah. Yes. First thing that I did right now is I put this rocket below this background part. That's the one thing. And for that we will see what we can do about it. Yeah, so here I will add Next planet, this is my P3, so I am also selecting planet 3. And if I run, yeah, the size is big. I will put the same size, 0.58. Okay. Okay. But now if I show you game, if I show you game, just see in the game that in the initial level, two planets are visible. And then third one comes from the top. Can you see? I will just show you again. In the initial level, two planets are there, and then suddenly this blue one comes from the top. That means initially two planets will be there on the screen, and third one is coming from the top in the top direction. That is y will be 0. Okay, for the third planet y will be 0. Initially it will not be visible on the screen, and after some time it will visible. So what I will do for this planet 3, I will change the y as 0. Also I will change this x coordinate. I want to come I want it to come from this side or this side, any like it's your choice. I will keep it like 80. Okay, I will keep it like 80. It will come from this area, from the top, and x will be 80. Okay, right now it will be visible. But see, they are stationary. I need to give velocity to them. They are stationary right now. So next thing what we need to do is we need to give them velocity. Velocity will be velocity y, because they are coming in the down direction. So obviously velocity will be in positive y. I'm giving it a velocity as a 3 right now, but it's your choice. So 3 and not this one, not this one. Velocity y. It's p3, velocity y as 3. Let's see. Okay, but can you see that this third one is coming in this manner? Like it's not a proper manner. What I want is, I want that in the initial level, I want that when the game will begin, only this purple planet should be visible, and this orange one should not be visible, and after some time this orange one should be visible. So what the trick behind this part is visible true and visible false. So that means what you can do is you can add an animation on the screen, and according to your need you can make it visible on the screen, you can make it disappear from the screen. So what I will do next is, in the sprite section itself you can see sprite dot visible. Put it in this part p3. I want that in the beginning of the game, this P3 should not be visible. I want that this orange planet should not be visible. So I will put P3 dot visible false. False means not visible. Okay, it will not visible. I will show you. Yeah, see, it's not visible. But I in the but like after some kind of code, after some part of the code, I need to make it visible true as well. Otherwise, it will never be visible. Okay, because I have put it visible false, but I need to put it as visible true also somewhere else, so that it will be visible. We will see where we need to put visible true. Before that, I will add rest of the planets as well. I will do it quickly. It's p4, it's p4, it's p4. Scale is 0.58. It's planet 4. Okay, the coordinates, yes, I want this planet to come from this area. I want this planet to come, see, right now it is in the middle of the screen. I want to come from the top, and it should come from this area. So it's approximately 320. Okay, 320 in the x, and obviously y will be 0 because it is coming from the top. And also I don't want it visible like this. So I will give the velocity first of all, so that it will move downwards. Okay, It is coming downwards, but I don't want to make it visible in the starting level, in the initial level. So what I will do, I will also put it visible as a false. So p4 visible as a false, and we will make it visible later on, we will see. Okay, similarly we will add our last planet. Okay, and yeah, the steps will remain same. Okay, p5 velocity y. See, the steps are same. First of all, I added a variable. I set animation inside it. I set the size as 0.58. That is same. I put some y velocity to it so that it will come in the down direction. But see, it is visible in the initial level. So I will make it visible as a false. So that now next thing is I will add movement to my rocket. Okay, I will add movement to my rocket, and this issue, like, please don't worry about it. Actually, the coding part and all is absolutely fine, but sometime the platform itself creates some trouble. Now see, I'm not able to move the rocket, so I will add movement to my rockets. So I want to add, like, if I want to add the movements to my rocket, it should be associated with my navigation keys. How? If I press my up arrow key in my laptop or desktop, the rocket should move up. If I press the down arrow key, the rocket should move down. Similarly, if I press the right arrow key, rocket should move right. And if I press the left arrow key, rocket should move right. Okay. So, like for this function, like whenever I will press any key, for this part, we already have a block here, that is key down. Key down means whenever I will press the key, any key in my laptop, up key, right key, down key, or any key in my laptop or desktop. Okay, that's why I have to use key down for it. So I will use if block. By if means if a person press the key. Okay, if the person press the key. So take the key down from the world section, put it here, and now here it is asking for name of the key. So name of the key is up. Okay, so if the person will click on this up arrow key, what should happen? The rocket should move up. Okay, the rocket should move up. Now there is a part that I want that rocket should move up with few units. Okay, I will just explain it to you. Let's say this is my y-axis, this is my 0, like it is starting from 0 here, it is 400 here. Okay, and this rocket is here. Let's say the rocket's coordinate is 300. Like, I'm just taking example, rough example, 300. I want this rocket that if I click in the up arrow key, this should move with some units. Some units means it should move with some units in the up direction. Okay, so now let's see, the rocket has now the final position of the rocket is 200. And why 200? Because see, if I'm going in the top, I am going close to the zero, so coordinates will increase, 400, 300, 200. So it will increase if I go up, and it will decrease if I go up, and it will increase if I go downwards. Okay, so right now I'm just talking about up direction. Let's say the rocket is in the 300 position. I want to move up with some units. It will move up, and the coordinate is now, let's say, 200. Can I say the coordinate is decreased by 100 units? Can I say the coordinates is decreased by 100 units? Right now I will tell you how to write this part. Okay, how to write this part, the actual code to write it. Okay, so I'm talking about y coordinate. So sprite.y, put it here, and I need to write rocket here, rocket.y. So it's like it should be like final position equals to initial position minus some kind of units. Okay, so rocket.y equals to I need to put minus. Why I am putting minus? Because I am going in the up direction. If I will go in the down direction, I will put positive. Okay. So I'm putting minus. So rocket dot y. Please don't forget dot y minus. Now this value can be anything. For now, I'm putting 20. We can put any other value itself, as well. So I can. If I press up button, then you can see now the rocket is moving up. See, there is a few kind of issue here. We will see. Then similarly, I will add this part for rest of the things like down, left, and right. Okay, I will repeat the part. Key down, then for the down as well, it will be rocket dot y. In this part, it should be positive. Now I'm coming in the down direction, so it will be positive. So rocket dot y plus 20. Similarly, I will again take the if for right and left. So key down. Okay, now I will not use y, I will use x. Why? Because I told you if I want to move the animation right and left, we use x direction. If I want to move the animation top and bottom, we use y direction. Now we will use x, sprite.x. You need to write rocket.x. Right means if I'm going right direction, it should be positive because in the right direction the coordinates keep increasing, and in the left direction I am going towards the zero, so that means the coordinates are decreasing. So I will take positive plus. Okay, I will take positive. In the first I will write rocket dot x plus 20. Similarly, I will do the same part with the left as well. So yeah, so I will keep it like, so it will be x, but now it will be negative x. Okay, so rocket dot x minus 20. I will run. See, I am able to move now. I am able to move top, right, bottom, everywhere.